After working with hundreds of small businesses over the years, I've noticed something interesting. The businesses that struggle aren't usually struggling because the owner doesn't care. They aren't struggling because the owner's lazy. They aren't usually struggling because they lack talent. In fact, most small business owners I meet are working incredibly hard. The problem is often that their effort isn't being directed in the right places. So in this video, I want to share 5 mistakes I repeatedly see small business owners make and how avoiding them can make running a business a whole lot easier. Hi, I'm Marie from Next Steps for Business, where I help small business owners build clearer, stronger businesses with practical, straightforward business advice that actually makes sense. Let's get into it. Mistake 1, trying to fix everything at once. One of the biggest things I see holding business owners back is when they identify 10 problems and then try to solve all 10 at the same time. The marketing needs work. The website needs updating. The finances need reviewing. The systems need improving. The sales process could be better. The pricing might need looking at. And often all of these things are true. The problem is that trying to tackle everything all at once usually leads to overwhelm rather than progress. You end up spreading your time, energy and attention across so many different areas that nothing really moves forward. The businesses that make the fastest progress tend to do something much simpler. They identify the thing that's likely to have the biggest impact now. Then they focus on that. And once that's done, they move on to the next thing. Progress tends to happen much faster when focus is applied. Mistake 2, not making time to work on the business. This is one I talk about a lot because it's incredibly common and it's something I kept having to remind myself about when I run my accountancy practice. Many business owners spend every day servicing customers, delivering work, replying to emails and managing day-to-day issues. Before they know it, another week's gone by, then another month. The business is functioning, but it isn't really moving forward. The marketing plan never gets updated. The numbers never get reviewed properly. The systems and processes never get improved. The bigger opportunities never get explored. Working in the business is essential. It's what keeps everything running. But working on the business is what helps it grow. The strongest businesses create regular time to step back, review what's happening, and make deliberate improvements. That time can be difficult to find, but it's often some of the most valuable time a business owner can spend. Mistake 3, waiting until things become urgent. Another pattern I see is businesses waiting until something becomes a problem before they deal with it. Marketing only becomes a priority when sales start to slow down. Cash flow only gets reviewed when money becomes tight. Systems only get looked at when something breaks. The challenge is by the time something becomes urgent, you're already reacting. You're under pressure. You're short on time. And you're often making decisions based on immediate circumstances rather than longer term goals. The businesses that tend to perform best are usually the ones getting ahead of the problems before they happen. They're marketing consistently before they need customers. They're reviewing finances before cash flow becomes a problem. They're improving systems before inefficiencies become frustrating. It's rarely the most exciting work, unless you're a bit of a geek like me, but it puts them in a much stronger position. Mistake number 4, avoiding decisions for too long. I've seen business owners spend months debating decisions that probably needed making weeks earlier. Whether to increase prices, whether to stop offering a service, whether to invest in a piece of software, whether to change their marketing approach. Usually the delay comes from a fear of making the wrong decision. But the reality is that very few business decisions are permanent. Most can be adjusted. They can be refined and improved, or reversed if absolutely necessary. What causes more problems is staying stuck in indecision for months on end. While you're weighing up every possible outcome, nothing changes. The businesses that move forward most consistently aren't necessarily making perfect decisions. They're making sensible decisions, learning from the results, and adjusting where needed. Progress almost always beats endless deliberation. Mistake number 5, not measuring what matters. The final mistake I see is business owners focusing on numbers that don't actually tell them whether the business is improving. They're looking at followers, likes, views, how busy they are, how many hours they've worked. And while these things can be useful indicators, they don't always tell the full story. A social media post can generate thousands of views and produce no inquiries. A business owner can work 60 hours a week and still make less profit than someone working half that time. The businesses that make the best decisions focus on the numbers that genuinely matter. How many inquiries are coming in? How many of those become customers? Which marketing activities are generating results? What is actually happening to profit? What's happening to cash flow? Are customers coming back? The purpose of measuring performance isn't to create more work. It's to understand what's actually happening in the business. Most small business owners aren't being held back by a lack of effort. More often than not, they're already working incredibly hard. The challenge is making sure that effort is focused in the right places. The businesses that make the most progress aren't usually doing anything revolutionary. They're focusing on the right priorities, staying proactive, making decisions, reviewing performance, and creating time to improve. If you recognise yourself in any of these mistakes, don't worry, most business owners do at some point. The important thing is recognising them and making small improvements over time. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe for more practical business advice. And as always, well done for taking some time to work on your business and not just in your business with me today.